And we're live. What up, though, Detroit? It's your boy 313 Sports Guru and your boy.
Main event in the building.
Hey, you know what it is. I mean, yesterday was a bummer. I think all of Detroit was a little bit sad, but hey, this is Detroit. We bounced back. So, main event. I wanted to start this off, bro, asking you, how was the game, man? You went there in person. What was the atmosphere like? What was your
Man,
take being up close and right there?
man, it was wild, bro. Um, First quarter started off with some crazy energy. The fans were going nuts. We had the stars coming out to the game. We had Eminem, 50 Cent, Calvin Johnson, Jameer Gibbs, Amon Ross St. Brown, Big Sean. I could keep going down the list. Everybody came to show out for the Pistons yesterday. What a phenomenal game, man. First half, we went nuts. Everybody was going into halftime really, really happy, getting the snacks, coming back to their seats, hype, everything. Third quarter comes out, and the refs came to play. I mean, the Cavaliers came to play us. And, that's when it kind of started going a little downhill with Harden taking those ugly shots as usual, fake fouls. Um, and then the fourth quarter happened. Man, it was going back and forth. It was like a full blown war. Then 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. We're up nine. We kind of blew the lead a little bit, but hey, it happens. It's basketball. And like my guy Guru said, you can't play perfect basketball. Um, and then Jared Allen, when Ausar Thompson was going to chase that loose ball, tripped my boy, right in front of Tony Brothers' eyes, in front of all the fans' eyes, in front of national TV. And didn't call no foul, of course, per usual. And Asar would have took those shots with zero point 0.9 seconds left on the clock. He just made one free throw. The game was over, and we'd be up 3-2, and it'd be a whole different story. But we went to overtime. Fans were still buzzing. Little let down by the no call, but hey, it is what it is. Um, and then the Cavs kept making their shots. Cade tried to bring us back. We were down one, and then what happened. The rest was history. But fans were going crazy, man, until the end. It's unfortunate we lost that game yesterday.
Um, so you mentioned a lot of the celebrities there in Detroit. Who do you think
Mm-hmm.
the Cleveland Cavaliers have?
Man, I don't know. Kate, if I guess Logan Paul.
I just have to,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I just had to mention this because Cleveland likes to talk a lot of smack. I just think that people without culture just get really mad at people that have culture. So I did need to shout out the Detroit culture, and I just gotta I'm talking directly to Cavs fans here. Y'all are wild. Y'all are going on social media acting like the land is a land that people care about. Nobody cares about Cleveland. I'm just gonna be straight up with y'all. Nobody cares about Cleveland. I think the only person that came out of Cleveland that I like is Kid Cudi, and that's it. So, again, I just wanted to
See,
mention
I didn't
that
even know he was from there. I don't even think he knows he's from there.
it's a bunch of Browns fans and a bunch of Cavs fans, man. Like, come on, bro. So, I think the best thing you can do in Cleveland is buy a car because it's the cheapest place to get one. So, anyways, courtside, what up, dope? I see you in the chat. Thank you for joining as usual. Um,
Course side.
I mean, listen, man, main event. I know you plan on going to Cleveland. Is there anything you plan on doing else there? Because I don't think there's anything else to really do there.
Man, this is here. Let me break it down for you, Guru. So tomorrow's game, we got tickets for it. We're gonna be in the building with the belt, with the chain, with everything, the whole nine, coming with the Pistons fans full deep. This is my plan. I'm leaving here. Gonna get to Cleveland with 1 hour to spare before the game starts. Probably not even gonna eat some of their food. I don't want that bug that's going on in their locker room. And watch the game. Watch the Pistons take a nice commanding lead, go up 3-3. I'm gonna hop back in the car and I'm headed straight back home. And I'm never going back to Cleveland because we're gonna take it in seven and call it a day.
Well, man, I hope you have a safe travel. I hope you're coming back celebrating. And this is a good topic to start, but I didn't want to get there, but we did mention, and we heard on the radio waves. Great point was that about 20 years ago, we were in a familiar area, familiar place. How did the Pistons fare 20 years ago when the Cavaliers took a 3-2 lead on them?
Hey, look, we're gonna repeat history 20 years later down the line. We did it against the Magic. We're gonna do it tomorrow, and we're gonna do it on Sunday. We're gonna take these two wins and make sure we get these W's and bring it back to the city to make sure we play the New York Knicks at our house on Wednesday. Um, I really am a true believer of history repeats itself every single time, and I feel like this one is one of those moments. It's the year of the dog, man. It's all dog, all gas, no brakes, every single time, every single way. And I really, really believe that the Pistons are going to come out and do it, man. We play our best basketball when our backs against the wall, and yeah, we got the refs against us, we got the league against us. We're going against the Cavalier fans, but the Pistons are the one team who can really show up and show out, especially when they're down like this.
Detroit versus everybody. So let me ask you, main event. Why is this the biggest game? This game 6 against the Cavs. Why is this the biggest game in Pistons history in the past couple years? Like, talk through it. What are the implications of winning this game? Not just for this year. We understand obviously backs against the wall. You lose, you go home. But how big is this game for the mental of our youth, the youth on the team, experience, the city? So how big is it?
It's huge, Guru. It's huge. One thing I would like to point out is a lot of these guys are young, man. We got Cade at 24. Pretty much everybody else is under that except Javante Green and Tobias Harris. This is good for their confidence, man. It's gonna build them and put them in a bigger star role. And we don't want to just lose out on a 60 and 22 season just like this. And I know the guys don't want to, man. They're coming into this game. They don't care that they're down 3-2. They're taking it one game at a time. The city needs it. The fans need it. The state needs it, man. All Michigan needs this. So I believe that they are going to come into this game with a much different mindset, and they're really going to show out here. Hopefully Duncan is back. We got Karis LeVert, who might show out in Cleveland for some reason. If he does it again, I don't know. And Kevin Herter looks like he's going to be playing tomorrow as well. But the city needs it, man. We're starving for a championship. The Lions have been such a great team over the last couple of years and haven't really done anything yet. We took some losses. The Red Wings have a young core and they're pushing for it, but they're still not there just yet. The Tigers are looking kind of decent. They're a really young team, but they're not there yet. But the Pistons are there. They are the number one team in the East. To me, they're the number one team in the league. I get it with the OKC and the Spurs that they have a better record than us, but I do believe that we have the best basketball players on our team, and we have depth, man. The depth goes big. We don't just got that starting five. We have a lot of people who could be on that starting lineup. They just got to come in and show out, man. They just got to play playoff basketball like they've been doing.
Completely agree with you, man. I think just to build on that, I think for specifically for the fans and for the city, one of the things that we've been craving the past 20 years since 2006, 2007, 2008 has been that consistency from our Pistons. The Lions, they were consistently bad. The Tigers, very inconsistent. The Red Wings gave us some good years, but again, fell off, like you said. So one thing we're looking for is consistency from the team that really made me proud as a Detroiter growing up. The Pistons brought it every day, every game, and they brought it on the defensive side, going to work. Bringing their A game, full effort, and they just knew how to get the job done. So fans really fell in love with the Pistons. We sold out the Palace. How many years in a row? I think it was we went on like a NBA streak or like a record.
Years.
Years. So let's bring that back. Let's bring that back in the city of Detroit, downtown, Little Caesars Arena, where everything is happening. Y'all seen it. We have the celebrities. We've got the culture. Detroit just needs this. We need this. The city is on the up and up too, man. I hate Dan Gilbert, but he's investing in Detroit. I just gotta say, that man is a sellout. He's from Detroit, bringing Cavs fans to the arena to sell it out. I have to repeat it again for anyone watching, brand new fans. So, But moving on. I don't want to talk too much about Dan Gilbert. He's not that important. Um, let's talk about Tom Gores, man. So some news we shared yesterday, and we missed you so much, main event. To be honest, we missed you, but our boy Troy hopped on. We had some nice conversation, and one of the things we brought up was this new TV deal with Scripps on TV 20. What do you think about that?
Hey, I love it, man. Finally, the whole state can finally watch Detroit basketball for free. We're very tired of paying $20 for FanDuel, $15 for Bally Sports or whatever it was called before that, and so on. When we were growing up, Guru, we watched basketball for free every single night, man. I mean, it was on TV. We were watching the Pistons game, rooting for the boys. A lot of the younger generation don't have access to $20 a month to go ahead and buy something like that and watch these games. So this is gonna bring the energy back. This is gonna bring the youth who have kind of just left the game of basketball or have started rooting for other teams like the OKC Thunder, the the Spurs, the whoever it is. Now they're going to be able to watch what Detroit basketball is all about, and we can listen to our guy George Blaha. Hopefully, if he comes back for another season, and Greg Kelser. So I'm looking forward to that instead of all those announcers that they always got on TV.
I know he hit 50 years in the business. Shout out to George Blaha. But I hope he gives us a count that baby and a foul. Give us another year, another one, and more. Um, but man, I'm also looking forward to just the opportunity for Detroit to build locally. We had that the news radio station locally where we can build
Mhm.
talent, sort of like Woodward Sports is doing, and these other stations. But they have a TV deal with the Pistons. This is huge, and I want to see where the impact is locally with a lot of these other media personalities being built in the city, homegrown talent. I'm really excited for all of that. But like you said, the nostalgia, turning on I remember I was telling Troy yesterday from Detroit Fan TV. By the way, guys, go subscribe to his channel. Great content. Uh, I was telling him yesterday. I remember in the seventh grade, I woke up from an appendix surgery. I had appendicitis, and I was like, do you need anything? I was like, let me watch the Pistons game, and they had it right there in the hospital for free. And so just going back to those days where you could watch it from any TV on the radio, the broadcast was always on. And yeah, like I said, you could count on those guys. It's not ESPN broadcasters talking about how great James Harden's ugly shot looks when he's flopping 5 feet past the three point line, talking about the landing zone. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm a Pistons fan. I want to hear about how that's a foul and it's an egregious foul, and I want that to be broadcasted. My man Troy, we talking about you. Um, you know,
Troy in the building.
yes sir, yes sir. We'll bring you up in a little. Uh, Courtside, I'm with you. Knicks fans are scared. OKC fans are scared. They're sitting here rooting for the Cavs. I mean, if y'all just want to have a snooze fest with a bunch of flopping and free throws, go ahead, man. Cavs versus Knicks all day. Jalen Brunson versus James Harden, seeing who can draw the foul better.
Battle of the flops.
Ugliest basketball I've ever seen. What we want to see is that tough basketball that Detroit brings. Gritty. Don't even call the foul at the end of the game. Push us to game 7. It's all good. We're gonna do what it takes. We're gonna bring the energy as fans. Always riding for our team. Um, I did want to go on to you mentioned Cade. How big is this for his legacy? And how is Cade? I know he had some interviews. How do you think Cade's handling, embracing this moment? Compared to some of those other choke artists like James Harden and Donovan Mitchell.
Man, Cade is building a monstrous legacy, man. 24 years old. Guy's acting like he's been in the league for 12 years, 13 years. I loved his post game interview yesterday because when I left the arena, man, it was deflated energy across the board. I was upset. I was like questioning the season in a way. That's how you feel. You're a fan, and when you watch your team lose, it hurts. But his interview is actually what made me want to go to Cleveland tomorrow because he let everybody know you got to win four. It's not just three, it's four. Just like the Cavs won three straight, there's no problem with the Detroit Pistons winning two straight. So I'm feeling very good. I believe this guy's legacy is nowhere near touched yet. He's just getting started right now. 39 points yesterday, 9 assists. I mean, guys is an animal, bro. And he's still got more. I feel like he hasn't even touched anywhere near his peak. Um, I am looking for some help around him. Hopefully, everybody wakes up a little bit more around him and kind of shows up and plays because he can't do it alone. But Cade is proving that he can do it alone, and he will win out tomorrow for us. Hopefully, the guys show up with him.
Yeah, man. I think it's big, man. I think you hit all the points. He's young, 24. Other superstars, we can call them superstars. I call them super floppers, but other superstars have been in similar positions as Cade, and you've seen it. Even 6 years down the line into their playoff run, 7 years, 8 years, they're talking about fouls. Game one, Cade has not mentioned anything about how the closest he got to it was talking about how in Cleveland, it's expected that they're gonna have the whistle. Um, but he comes in and talks about how his team needs to take accountability, how they can be better, how he needs to be a better leader, and it's amazing how emotionally aware he is and how he's aware of the moment. I think that's something that Cade is. It's just different. When he talks, he's reading my mind as a fan. He actually doesn't just gaslight us like a lot of these other superstars and like James Harden talk about what chatter. You know exactly what we're talking about. He tells you straight up, I need to be better. When I come off the screen and I'm not getting my guys involved or I'm not getting them into a pass where they feel like they can score, that's on me as the point guard. We talked
True
about
definition of a leader.
we talked about that. We talked about that main event. We talked about it yesterday on the post game. We were like, when Cade hits that fourth quarter, his teammates start to see stars, and they just defer to him. And he needs to do a better job empowering his teammates, putting them in positions. Guys like Ausar, who, as I'm sure you noticed it being there up live, the dude can get over Jared Allen, but he's afraid. Guys like Jalen Duren, who had some pretty nifty moves yesterday, but I think we're all glad that coach took him out, gave B-Ball Paul the opportunity, because man, we seen B-Ball Paul came out with 4 offensive rebounds in 17 minutes, 8 altogether, scored in double digits. So, but we need to be able to hold our superstar accountable, but the most important thing is he holds himself accountable, realizes these things before we even have to come and say it. That I think that's going to be a big part of his legacy, and that's why I know he's going to be more successful than these clowns
The
trying to play
flop
basketball.
stars.
They're clowns, man. I thought hard about this thumbnail. I was gonna put James Harden in a clown suit, but
Nah.
I'd rather talk about how we're gonna be successful and how we're gonna mirror the success of 20 years ago when we were in a similar situation. Main event. Let's go on. I'm gonna bring up Troy, but I'd like you to talk about that Detroit grit, that hard nosed defense, that we saw yesterday from Ausar. But talk about how that's Detroit culture and how guys like Ausar, guys like Stew, really represent that sort of energy.
Absolutely, man. Look, Detroit in general, this isn't even talking about the Pistons. This is talking about Detroit. It's the hardest working city in America, man. We got people that are true hustlers and who really try to make a living for themselves, create businesses for themselves, build something huge for what they do. And it shows, man, in our culture. Everybody here is a diehard Piston fan, is a diehard Lion fan, Red Wings, anything Detroit, we're fans of it. We push for it. And we do have the grit, man. And it starts off with the Pistons. It starts off with the Lions specifically, who really brought that out into the city. When we play defense, we play clean basketball, but we just push hard. And to everybody around the league, they think those are fouls. We're playing too rough, and basketball has took a very weird turn over the last 15 to 20 years versus to what we used to see during the '04 Pistons era, the bad boy Piston era, all that. And it's kind of unfortunate, but we're bringing that back. And when you see those replays in slow motion and you see a guy like B-Ball Paul coming up to block a shot in game 2 or game 3 it was, and not touch, I think it was Evan Mobley, and still Tony Brothers reverses that call and makes it a foul call. People are starting to notice this, man. If you go on Twitter, if you go on other podcasts, people are talking about how we're getting hated on for no reason. Just like James Harden's getting all those calls for no reason. When we're playing great defense, not fouling, we're still getting those calls. We're challenging plays where Karis LeVert didn't even touch Harden, and that's a foul. Dennis Schroeder's coming down, hits into Asar's chest, and just throws his body and throws the shot up and gets a foul call. And Jared Allen pushes Asar, and we don't get those foul calls. Kind of doesn't make sense, but our culture is always going to be here, and we're always going to play that kind of basketball. And whether we win or lose, and when we win, but whether we win or lose tomorrow, I know our boys are going to be showing out and playing the same basketball that they're used to because that's just a Detroit thing, bro. That's just
Hmm.
how we do it every single time. And I do want to say one thing to Courtside and Troy. I saw your guys' comments. Courtside, yes, they are doing that. And Troy, yes, we figured out how to buy those tickets, and that's why we're going to be there tomorrow. So it doesn't matter what they try to do. A Detroit fan is always going to make his way into the city and show love to his team every single time.
And fans, there's not a lot on here right now, but if you guys are watching this, you guys replay this. We need to make home court home court. When you go to a game and you see an opponent there, you need to let them regret buying that ticket. And I know that when I'm at the game, those fans don't want to see me. They look to move their sections immediately because I'm over there with the thunder sticks. I'm waving my shirt, putting it on. I got that Detroit pride and that Detroit grit because our energy does matter. Um, so I just wanted to point that out. I think when we did used to go to games at the Palace, man, people didn't want to go to the Palace and watch a Pistons game if they weren't a Pistons fan. And
I agree.
we
It's
need
an
to,
hour drive for most of us, bro.
but we need to bring that back. Don't come to LCA Arena. Don't come to Detroit. It's ugly here, like all y'all think. Don't come here. We love it. You guys don't belong here. Don't come here. Okay? And if you do, just be prepared. Because win or lose, like my man Main Event said, you're probably going to regret getting that ticket. Because in Detroit, it's cold, man. It's cold in the D. And again, I'm gonna keep repeating that. We're gonna make your experience pretty miserable. Not because we hate you, but because we love the Pistons. We
Every
love the
time.
Pistons every time. So I'm telling y'all disclaimer right now. It's not nice for a away fan to come to the LCA arena. It's just not nice. Even though I might offer you some pizza, but it's not nice. It's not nice. You might be a Pistons fan afterwards too.
Oh, always, man. Always. Love it. Love it, Guru. Got me hyped, bro. We got to get this
Let's
W
go.
tomorrow.
Let's go. Hey, listen, man. Why would we be down? Why would we be down? There's no reason to be down. We are in this position because of the hard work our young guys put in. The hard work. I mean, listen, we are a little ahead of timeline, but I don't even want to talk about that because we're gonna do it this year. We're gonna do it this year. The Knicks are scared of us, courtside. You called it. OKC is scared of us. They don't want to have to go against a team that actually plays ethical, wears you down. Let me ask you this, Main Event. If there was not a 40 shot discrepancy in free throws the past two games, would Cleveland stand a chance? Just want to ask you that.
Absolutely not, man. They had 100 free throws in the last 3 games. We had 54, bro. And we've been fouled every single play that we come down into the paint, and we never get those calls. They get every call. They get I don't care if you breathe on them or you look at them funny, they're gonna get that call. So I think without that, Pistons would have won in five. Um, yeah, well, I'll give them one. I'll give them one game they could have won, but we would have definitely won in five no matter what. But unfortunately, that's what it is right now, and the league obviously doesn't want the Pistons going too far, or they want a narrative, man. They want the Pistons to do the comeback and go against the Knicks, tire them out, and try to give the Knicks the advantage with all this rest time that they're getting. But regardless, we're not worried. We're not worried. We're showing up, and we're going to show out for every game. So we're good.
We got young legs. We
Mm-hmm.
got young legs. I think that's why they picked
I,
our. I really believe that's why it's our team that they're trying to slow down. Is because we got the young legs.
mm-hmm.
You look at the Knicks. They really need to preserve their energy if they're gonna go any further than the Eastern Conference Finals because they've got some guys who've been through injuries like Mitchell. Um, they've got a lot of older guys, vets. Oh, Anunoby has had history of getting injured in the playoffs after so. I think they're just trying to slow down our team by extending the series. But you can only extend the inevitable. You can only delay it. And we are inevitable. We are imminent. The Pistons are coming. We are the future. Talk about Wemby all you want. I mean, I think we are the future. Cade Cunningham is the future. Ausar Thompson. Did you see that block on Jarrett Allen yesterday?
Man, hey, the arena started shaking. I'm dead serious. Like everybody stood up. I started hitting into people. Like I almost fell over my chair. That was crazy, bro. And then for DJ to come in and save it at the half court, throw it back, and Asar somehow making his way up to go ahead and get the ball back and take it on the offensive end and score. That was even crazier to me.
How about B-Ball Paul, the block he had on James Harden?
I loved it.
I
I
mean, we
loved
want
it.
to talk about the '04 Pistons. That was Tayshaun-esque. It was a layup, but nah,
I'm
not
surprised
really.
no foul call, to be honest.
I think James Harden realizes that he just got to kick out his legs at the 3 point line, and he's gonna get about 20 free throws on about 5 shots. You know,
But sucks. It sucks because I feel like he doesn't even care if he makes the shot. He'd rather try to get the foul call instead of actually making his shot. So it just throws me off. Like I've never been on the court and thought, hey, let me just try to get this foul instead of just scoring this shot.
hey, I'll tell you this: I respect the guy. I'll tell you why. If you're in his shoes, I mean, he's 37 now, so I get why. He's got to, not waste his energy too quickly. But if you are not gonna try to do I'm gonna call it the Danish Jenkins, the highlight reel thing, where you're always trying to clown the guy, jump up and dunk him, and you're just gonna settle for the free throw so that you can get your team into a winning position, whether or not they're fair. Listen, what I know that all of the calls on James Harden are not fair. Like we breathe on them and it's a call, but I think that's maturity in his brain to say, you know what, I don't need to make the shot. I just need to draw the foul. And the refs are on my side, so I'm gonna do it anyways. I don't blame James Harden. I think he's corny for doing it. And kind of like it's a cop out. It's weak. It's not really tough basketball at all. But it's smart. It's smart. You're gonna get the guys in foul trouble, and you're gonna win because guys are not gonna guard you. And then once they're not guarding you, I mean, we know James Harden can gets a little space. He'll hit a step back. So, and then not only that, you start to get the other side to scramble on defense if you get them on their toes, which you saw at the end of that game in the fourth quarter and in overtime. Our defense was scrambling. That's why Donovan Mitchell got a shot off. He was struggling all game. No oxygen from Ausar Thompson all game. But in the end, he started seeing some green because we were scrambling, trying to guard James Harden without fouling him, and then the ball would be at the other corner. And I was talking to Troy a little bit about this yesterday. The reason why I think Ausar and Ausar is playing out of position, and Duncan is playing out of position. I think we try to compensate for Asar's offensive inefficiencies, and his honestly incompetencies because he really can't score past 15 feet. It's really hard for him. And now he's also getting scared to even drive in against those bigs like Evan Mobley and Jerry Allen.
Turns it over a lot.
He considers it a turnover in his head. Like I
Yeah.
get it. Like again, we play basketball. If you know that if you go up against this guy and he's probably gonna block it, you're just gonna pass the ball, like a hockey assist or move the ball around. Maybe we'll get a better shot. At the two, it's really difficult. So what we need, and Duncan Robinson on the other end, I know he didn't play yesterday, but we have him moving around like Rip Hamilton, and I don't think he's as physically gifted as an Ausar. Ausar is really quick. He's fast. He's athletic. If you get him moving, things are gonna open up besides shots. You're gonna get those cuts that you see Donovan Mitchell get. You're gonna D Wade esque like when he used to get that backdoor and those backdoor cuts because he's constantly moving. But what that does open up for a guy like Duncan Robinson, maybe playing at the 3 now, you got him sitting at the wing, waiting for a guy like Ausar Thompson to move the defense around while there's some ball movement. And then, yeah, you get a guy like Duncan Robinson open for more than 2 shots a game. And you don't have him running around screens just to get open against a guy like Strus or Dean Wade who's allowed to literally hold the guy. So I want to see them kind of switch spots, man.
I wouldn't mind that, man. It'd be really good. I have a question for you, Guru.
Yeah.
Now, we've been watching the guy play, doing great. Is Ausar the best defensive player in the league, with the exception of Wemby? Look, not everybody's gonna be 7'6", but
he's better than Wemby.
It's a tough one, man. Wemby.
He's better than Wemby. Well, listen, just
Why?
Because Wemby affects the defense in one way. He creates a no-fly zone. It's a dramatic. It's impactful for sure. But I think when you talk about is he the best defensive player, you got to talk about the possibilities as well. You got to talk about how else he affects the game. Wemby is not stopping people up at the perimeter, then cutting off screens, then getting people up in the paint, blocking them. He's not doing what Ausar is doing, man. He's just not doing it. Again, okay. Let me put it this way. Make Wemby Ausar's size.
He does none of that. He does none of that.
Make Ausar Wemby size.
Let me ask you this then. Now, how'd you compare Ausar to like a Tony Allen or a Drew Holiday? Is the way they play, because those are great defenders too. Obviously, got to give them their shout. Like, where do you think Ausar stands in a realm with those guys, especially being so young?
Ausar is transcendent defensively. Those guys are elite defensively. There's a difference. Ron Holland may be elite defensively. He'll never be transcendent defensively. Ausar is transcendent defensively. He has a tier higher than elite. That he's reaching already, and he's still raw. Okay, like you see it in plus minus numbers, but besides that, you see it with your own eyes. It's just, yeah. I don't think when you talk about the possibilities, there's no one I've seen like Ausar in Michael Jordan on offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's Ausar on defense. He's doing things we've never seen before.
Man, that's a big statement. That's a big statement.
Truly, like I just don't know what I'm gonna see. The one thing I think with Ausar is he's very reckless on defense, and he's still not. He's smart. His instincts are all there, and he's learning to be in the right spot at the right time even better now. But the more wise he gets, and the more he sees coverages, and he's able to read coverages in slow motion, similar to a young guy like Cade, learning his first couple years and then finally finding, okay, now everything's slowing down for me. Ausar has yet to see everything slow down for him at a point where we're going to see his peak defensively.
100%. Look, Troy's got a lot to say about this, Guru. I think it's time we bring our guy on, man.
If he
Give
if
us,
he
give
if he,
us.
if he wants to, for sure, I'll share the link. I know he mentioned he's chilling in the chat, but please, man, come up. We'd love to have the company. You're our guy. And
Yeah,
anyone else in
anytime.
the listen, anyone else in the chat, if you do have some opinions, you don't like what we say, you think we're dumb, or you think we're smart, and you want to come in and join in the chat, come through. Just keep it respectful. And if you go against my Pistons too much, I might drop you, but it's okay. Come on up, please.
No.
No, welcome anybody. All opinions are welcome for sure.
um, Going back to the Asar thing, though. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think he came a long way in a span of a year, and I think what really woke him up was when Jalen Brunson, where it was a tie game at the Knicks against the Knicks in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson crossed him, and Asar went flying one way. I think that really woke him up because we really haven't seen that type of play from him after that anymore.
I think he's still got levels, man. We're not even seeing we're not seeing prime Asar yet, and I'm not even talking about offensively. That's the scary. Like I was telling Troy yesterday, if he can give us 15 points a game, which isn't hard, even with his skill set right now, it's not hard because you're asking him to score his regular 6 to 8 points off of fast breaks, off of tip-ins, off of those easy layups. Getting the dirty rebounds, whatever it is. But okay, you get your 6 to 8. You add a couple shots from the mid range, which he can hit about three. Give him 5 shots from the mid range, and he hits 3 of them. Right? That's 6 more points. And then you give him a 3-pointer. Shoot 3 3-pointers a game, Asar. You got 3. Pick 3. You're open for every single one of them. Pick
Make
3.
one.
Make one of them. Now you got 15 points, bro. Every game. And so I think he still hasn't been able to focus on his offensive side yet to really break that down. But he's so capable. And I think JB wasn't really that interested in developing that yet because I mean, to be honest, I saw Asar do some stuff like that against Orlando, where he was taking. I think he had a 20-point game, somewhere there where he shot 10 shots, most of them from the mid range, and he was shooting really well. Um, but I think it's the focus is really tapping into his defense, because you're talking a different level of player there, different level. I love Ben Wallace, but and Ben Wallace was transcendent defensively because he was also smaller in stature and was able to still be larger than his position. But Asar's got all the tools. He's got all the
He
physical
does.
tools and more. And I'm telling you, Michael Jordan on the defensive side is my best way to describe him. Even Kawhi, I don't think can do what Asar can do. Kawhi though is amazing in his own right, like transcendent in his peak. Uh, Asar can show us different levels.
150%, man. I think he's gonna keep doing that for us. I'm looking for a huge game from him tomorrow, Guru. I'm looking for the same defense he's bringing, but with more intensity and less foul calls called on him. I'm looking for b-ball Paul minutes. I'm looking for Jalen Duren to wake up and, brother, you got benched in the fourth quarter and you didn't play a minute in overtime. Please use this as a wake up call. We need you, man. We don't want to do that. We have to do that. That's the problem here. So I'm looking for some big games from those guys. Obviously, Cade, we're looking for a big game, and I'm hoping Duncan Robinson's back because we really noticed a fall off in the 3 point section without Danis in the beginning. I
Talk about
mean,
your boy, man. Talk about your boy DJ, man.
I love DJ, bro. He showed up, man. He's starting to get into a nice groove into the playoffs. He's still got a little bit to work on, but he's getting there. He's getting there for a guy that came out the G League and on a 2 way contract. Um, he's really showing out in the playoffs, and he's doing really well. He's probably our fifth best player right now on the team, so that's big. That's big for somebody like that. What are you looking for, Guru?
Oh, that chorus I just got me. Courtside says someone said check JD's phone. He must be betting. Um, if that's really the case, man, bro, get paid, man. You're about to make 250 million now. You're dropping it for some
You don't
bets.
need to you don't need to bet, brother. If that's the case.
Leave that to the guys that are that are not making that sort of money. So um, really, I don't know. I listen. I'll say this about Jalen Duren. When I was scouting him, because I was doing a little of that scouting when we were just terrible. That's I think what every Pistons fan was looking forward to at some point during the 2010s, right? Is the draft. And Jalen Duren to me was someone that I really wanted to take a chance on, and I thought in that 5 to 10 range in the draft, it would be great to pick him up, because I really didn't. I mean, I really wanted either him or Benedict Mathurin, but I would still go with JD over Benedict Mathurin. Maybe not today, like today, exactly today.
Like
I would
right
love,
now,
like
right this
literally right now, I would love to have Benedict Mathurin on our team. Um, but overall, like the body of work, yeah, JD has pretty much made his draft position, valuable. Like we picked well at 12, was it 12 or 13 that year?
12. Yep.
Yeah, so and that was after we picked Jaden Ivey, not knowing that this was gonna happen, some years down the line. So I think we did well with that draft. But one of the things I noticed is, man, the dude always is. It's his motor. It's his motor, and even when he has those monster games, it's his motor's not there. It's just he's big and strong and overpowers people. In the playoffs, when the refs are not on your side, you're not getting the benefit of a whistle. I mean, he was never getting the benefit of a whistle even during the season. But you don't play the Charlotte Hornets in the playoffs. You don't play these other guys like you're playing Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley right now. And the refs are, whether you like it or not, allowing them to play very physical with you. I see Jarrett Allen's elbow up on JD's arms all the time. I see Evan Mobley pulling him down when he gets up for a rebound. The refs are just not calling it, bro. They're not calling it. We can blame the refs. We have blamed the refs. I hate the refs. The Cleveland refs are my least favorite team in the NBA. But this has just been the proof. I mean, this has been the case, and the proof that you cannot be a Detroit Pistons center, and this is for anyone, is if you cannot fight through that stuff. You think Ben Wallace going up against Shaq was fair?
Not at all. Ben Wallace was a very undersized center. I think people always forget that, but he was so good at tracking the ball. It's what made him stand out so much against guys like that.
And his
Um,
motor, his motor.
yeah.
Ben Wallace never gave up, even though he was 6'9", playing center against Shaquille O'Neal. And they had D Wade, and they had these other stars, and we didn't have any superstar on our team, according to national media.
Hey,
So
to me, they were all superstars. Up and
all of
even Antonio McDyess
bro.
on the bench was a superstar to me. All right.
hmm Darvin Ham.
Uh,
Darvin Ham was a superstar in his role, bro. I
yeah,
don't.
man, he did his thing.
Yeah. So
I do want to say with JD, man, I completely agree with you about his motor. Um, I think for his size, he's a little overweight in the center position. He moves very slow on his feet, man. I feel like his knees are always hurting. When I watch him, I genuinely feel like his knees hurt while he's running up and down the court because of how slow he's moving sometimes. And I feel like it's really easy for offensive players to just get past him. And to me, I feel like he should block all those shots that come down to the paint, and he doesn't. He should be the biggest presence down low, and he's not. He's nowhere near our, but he's actually probably the second worst defender on our starting lineup behind Duncan Robinson. But Duncan Robinson also plays his part, which he might be even better than JD in some ways when you look at it from a defensive aspect. But he he just needs to work on that game. I don't know if it's his stamina. I don't know if it's just his size or what it is. He's got a lot of muscle on him, but he needs to figure that out ASAP.
we talked about this yesterday. Along the same lines. Do you think we're playing JD out of position defensively?
No, because we haven't been doing that all year, and it hasn't seemed that way all year. I think Jalen Duren is just young guy, man, 22 years old, and I think he's really in his head at this point in time, and that's what's affecting him. I think the Orlando Magic series really played a big role in that, and he hasn't been able to find his way since. So I don't think it's a Evan Mobley and a Jarrett Allen thing. I think this is a Jalen Duren thing. This is just him versus him. When he looks in the mirror, he needs to wake up and remember why he is our guy and why he was selected for the All Star game and why he helped us go to 60-22 in the season.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. I think Jalen Duren is not there mentally, and I think it has a lot to do with maybe experience, but also IQ, basketball IQ in general. If you notice, he likes to sag in the paint this series. Last
He does.
series, he was up near the free throw line, and he was getting a lot of those backdoor cuts, and that's why we were hating on him defensively because you had guys like um, all of their wings were getting
Haynes
behind. They were
dunking
just
on him,
yeah,
Anthony Black.
they were just getting behind, and he wasn't in position to block them. But in this series, he's sagging back, and what that does is it leaves Donovan Mitchell open for floaters. Bro, Cleveland is playing the game smart against Jalen Duren, and they're using his. And I love JB too, but sometimes when your back's against the wall, bro, go to a zone. Go to a zone.
Switch it up. Yeah, switch it up. I agree.
Your guy's not smart enough, but he's big enough. Why? And you want him to sag over there in the paint? Go to a zone. Let them beat you by the three. I know JB's thing is close out, close out, close out, close out. It's hard to close out when they're switching, and then you got Jalen Duren down low, and he really doesn't know what to do. Should he play up or sag? I'm watching this, and I'm like, I think they're putting him in a position where he's not ready yet. And you look at again Paul Reed. When you have an Ausar and a Paul Reed, what Paul Reed is doing, and I talked about this a lot. Play Paul Reed with Duren. Let Paul
I
Reed.
think that is what we're missing here. Since day one, why has that not been the case? Like, why are we putting a smaller guy in Evan Mobley? Why do we not have two defensive presence and have Stu come off the bench and help us out and make those switches that way? I complete like yesterday. I don't. DJ did a phenomenal job starting us off and kicking us off, but I think the right call would have been putting that lineup in right there and just make playing a little bit of a bigger basketball down low. But I don't know why JB's not doing that.
Yeah, it's like he's like stuck in his ways a little bit of like this is our defensive mentality, this is our philosophy, this is what we're gonna do. If it doesn't work, we're still good. We'll switch to Isaiah Stewart. Or if it doesn't work, we'll switch to B-ball Paul. I mean, I think it has a lot to do with like his lack of offense, but Paul Reed can score, man. Paul Reed
He
he could be a great four. Like I think he really can.
he'd be awesome because he's also like he's a big defender, but he's like a small defender. He can move really well on his feet. He's his speed and his motor that we're talking about is what we think JD should be.
Yeah, imagine if you gave JD Paul Reed's motor and
It's
his
over.
and his
It's over for the
quickness.
league. It's
Yeah,
over for the league.
yeah. Now you're talking about a Sean Kemp. You're talking about those comparisons we're talking about. Kevin
Hmm.
Garnett. You're getting there when you talk about motor plus JD's physical stature and he's got touch, man. JD does have touch around the rim. He's not like inept offensively, but
He just lost that a little bit right in the playoffs.
they're
But yeah, I
scared.
agree.
They're scared. Now we're talking about this scared play from our bigs, from Asar. I think the only two people I don't see scared are Tobias and Cade.
Oh, at all, man. Tobias comes with the experience, man. Tobias, this isn't his first rodeo in the playoffs. This isn't his first time playing against guys like this. He's played across the league um, and seen this. Cade is just Cade. There's no explanation for it. The guy's a superstar all across the board. He's a great defensive player who's an even better offensive player at the end of the day. Because he could do it all. He could steal, he could block. He showed it even when he was in high school if you look at his highlight tape. So those two, I'm not worried about, and I feel bad for them because all that experience that they bring and all that pressure they're bringing is being overshadowed by like a Jalen Duren or Duncan Robinson or just our bigs basically in a way. It's unfortunate, but I'm looking for them to turn that around, man. Game 6 is a different game. It's a new game, and we're gonna bring different basketball to that game.
What do you think the guys do? Like put yourself in JD's shoes and Asar's shoes. JD's sitting on TikTok watching an AI of Cade Cunningham throwing him into a locker, telling him he's a single guy. Like what do they do? I don't mean to clown our guys, but it's happening. This is real. Like it's sad. It's really sad what's happening to some of these guys mentally. But this is the playoffs. Embiid mentioned it about like his own son. I think in the post conference about how, like, yeah, he's got to hear that people are saying F Embiid, because the reality is people are gonna hate you, and you got to be resilient, and you got to have that mental toughness. Not to say Embiid has that mental toughness, because I think he does it, but um, what do our guys got to do so they don't become an Embiid, so they don't become a Donovan Mitchell, so they can find themselves in Game 6 at Cleveland, backs against the wall, like they did in Orlando, but to help Cade out, because clearly Cade is mentally tough. He'll pick himself up. He won't
And
even
keep
fall.
going.
It's like he didn't even fall. To be honest,
I
Tobias, same thing. Tobias, they were talking trash about him throughout his career. He came out and showed everybody, you guys better stop talking about me.
why he's the game 7 guy, bro.
Exactly.
Um, I to me, like you mentioning Jalen Duren in that video, video's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, but um, um, something like that video. If I'm Jalen Duren and I see that video, I embrace the noise. I hear the noise. I take it in. I look at myself like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I look at my guy Cade, like our leader of the team, and I look at him and I say, why am I not doing everything I can to help this guy out when he's showing up every single night to show up and show out? Um, so you got to take it in, just like Embiid's son. He has to hear that. They have to hear that. We can't just keep covering our players and making sure their feelings don't get hurt. No, hurt their feelings. Show up, bro. Why didn't you come play that? Why are you putting up triple games? Come score, bro. Come show out for our team. So they need to take it in. They need to have. I feel like before this game, they need like an all players meeting only. Take out the coaches, take out all that, and just push each other, man. Talk what you gotta talk, put it out in the air, and let's get a win.
Beat up JD, throw him into a locker. No.
Nah, he'll be good, man. He'll be good. You just gotta wake up, bro.
No, I'm totally, I'm joking. JD, if you watch this, we love you, man. I promise. I'm your biggest fan. I will still draft you today at 5. And
Today
if
over Matherin.
I would still because we needed a big
Today,
man.
today, right now.
Yeah, we needed a big man, bro. We have guards. We had guards, man. We have
I was just
Cade.
messing. I
But
just
but uh,
said it earlier.
but again, bro, like I do think we needed. If you want to talk real, we do need a Benedict Mathurin. He would be great off the bench, or even in the starting lineup. Like imagine if we had him next to Ausar, bro. Like I might say bye to Duncan Robinson or bring him off the bench at that point. Like or vice, you got both of them. So, but he's a two-way guy. So I'm not gonna like sit here and. I hate what he did to my boy Ivy. Like I feel like he was a big part of that mental like bullying to Ivy. He did it in the rookie game. I don't know if you remember that, where he like whispered to him like even in the rookie game you can't guard me, And so, but I love that from like Detroit. That's Detroit, man. That's grit. That's
Yeah, that's what we want out of them. That's what I want from them tomorrow.
yeah.
Like
I want him to whisper in Donovan's ear and said, "You said what?" He said,
exactly.
"James Harden." You said but again, JD. I don't think he used to be more tenacious until he started seeing the money coming. And now it's like he's just like, all right, almost like he earned it already. And he
He didn't,
didn't.
man. He lost a lot of it, man. I don't see him getting more than 100 million, 150 million, maybe at this point. Honestly, if we give him that,
Do you
I
think
don't know if the
do you
Pistons
think
want to sign him for that.
you think another team would?
Yes, um, because they know what he can do in the regular season, and yeah, this is just a month and a half of his game, and they know what he can really bring. It sucks that they would, but they would. People need him. People need a big man. He's a great big man. He's just not showing it right now. That's the only issue.
And I know we got some other things to talk about, but I did want to like I really like was in bed last night just thinking about this. But if we were to lose JD, due to like financial stuff, like he's eligible for 290, he's asking for it, and we're like, dude, we can't sign you to that. And he said, well, I'll go to the crappy Charlotte Hornets, or I'll go to the Memphis Grizzlies. John Morant will throw me oops. Like, what are you who are you bringing in? Like realistically, who in the league right now is someone who you bring in so that we are not? I mean, we got B-ball Paul, we got like Stew, but like, who are you bringing in to kind of? Because what is he doing that we need?
It's a good question, man. Yeah, we got Paul Reed, we got Isaiah Stewart, but they're not gonna fill a JD's role for the whole entire season. I mean, we got DeAndre Ayton coming off the free agency. We got a few guys coming up for free agency, but it's tough to replace the guy. I mean, do we draft a new center and kind of give a new start?
Do you go try to get like a Jackson Hayes?
I think Jackson Hayes is not a great center, man. I don't know,
Yeah, but you
but
don't have to pay him 290.
you got to pay him 290, but he's not going to give you winning basketball. And I feel like with the core guys we have right now, whether we do it this year or not, I believe that this team can win a championship in the next coming years. Like if it's not this year or next year, it's the year after that. Like we're right there. Now, restart and do all that, that's tough. I don't know. I don't see that. Maybe you do like a sign and trade, try to get a nice center from somewhere else. But even when I think about like that,
You calling the
who
Bucks? You calling the Bucks and seeing Miles Turner? Are
and
you?
Giannis,
I mean, Giannis. We talked about it yesterday, and I just don't see any way that
I
doesn't
don't want
include.
Giannis. I know that sounds crazy. I just don't think Giannis fits our team. Like he's
I
not.
just I just think they're asking for Asar.
I
Like,
I I I will if they give up Asar, that would be the dumbest thing that Trojan could ever do.
and that's why I'm like, I don't see Giannis coming here. You get what I mean? Like, if you're gonna give up Asar, then no.
What? How do you think Cat would fit on the Pistons?
It depends. How much are we paying him?
150.
Is he expected to start?
I mean, of course. How would you not start Cat?
Because
Who would you put? You'd put Paul Reed over Cat?
I think you'd have to play him at a four, which is like he's slow, very slow. So you're talking about a JD that can shoot threes but can't do anything else. Like the JD we're seeing now, you're getting the same player and he can just shoot threes.
Hey, listen, we're making ends meet with Jalen Duren playing the way he plays, and the only thing we're missing right now is 3-point shots and to give us comfortable leads and to keep up
But
leads.
even then,
I mean,
when Cat does shoot a lot of threes, they don't win. It's when he's passing the ball. Like maybe Jalen Duren needs to become a facilitator.
he's not. He's really bad at facilitating. I hate. He developed this kind of like after the All Star game, this pick, get the ball, and then just pass it under his legs behind his
I
back.
hate it. I hate it.
I can't stand that. That's like the worst thing he's ever came, and he does it every game. It's
But
every game
what?
he does it.
But what if he tries to be Jokic like a Jokic in the middle of the court?
I,
He will never be Jokic, but that'll open up the rest of his game a little bit because if he doesn't try to like face up someone, if he instead catches the ball up there in the post, backs down a guy, looking at his shooters, lets Asar run around, then makes a move. Now you're talking about the ability for him to use his any IQ that he has offensively to make a play. You can play him as a playmaker to help Cade in those moments where Cade is being like hunted. Because bro, why can't you play make out of a double when they're doubling Cade up at the left wing near half court, passes to Danis, Danis down there, and then you have cutters. Like I don't know why he can't be that playmaker instead of always looking to score. But maybe it
I think
has
it comes
yeah.
back to the IQ though, Guru.
Hmm.
Like you can't. It's like going up to somebody and saying like, "Hey, this person's smart," and then you got a dumb person over here, I can make them smart. Like I'm not saying JD's dumb, obviously, but I just feel like you just have to have that IQ already there and build on it. But his basketball IQ is very low, like right now. I don't know.
You know what
That's
it's
how I see it.
no, you're right. It's like he was spending all summer in the gym and never watched film.
Exactly. Like, yeah, you can get big and strong, but do you know how to stop the play? Do you know how James Harden shoots the ball and when he misses, where it bounces off the rim to be there to catch that rebound? Like, do you know when Donovan Mitchell comes down and passes the ball, how he likes to throw that pass? Is it a bounce pass? Is it a chest pass? Is it behind the back? Like, no, you don't. You just kind of stand there and just wait to see if somebody's going to come to the rim, and you just put your hands up and just pray to God you might block it. Like that's not how to play. That's not how to do it.
No, not at all. So I mean, I would take Cat, but I'm not paying him even anything near 200 mil over 4 or 5 years. I don't even want to pay JD that, to be honest with you, because how much is Miles Turner getting paid? How much is he getting
Man,
paid?
Miles Turner's so bad though, man.
I know, but he gives you the threes and at least he'll give you rebounds. That's all bro. I just want my starting center to be able to get rebounds and hit a three, Wendell Carter style. I hate Wendell Carter, but bro, get some rebounds and hit a three every now and then, or hit a shot every now and then.
Question then. Question. All right, we got on the table 150 million for Cat, 180 million for JD. Who you taking right now?
I'm taking the guy. I'm taking Mr. Cat. I'm taking him.
Yeah, you got to, man. Look, I I think a player like Cat, as much as we like to hate on him, and he's a New York Knick, and I can't stand the fact that he's a New York Knick. He's a baller, man.
No,
He could, he could.
I just hate that he's a flopper. I don't think he fits our identity, but neither does JD at this point.
JD doesn't. At least Cat will bring us some points.
Yeah, I just think it will soften our team so much. He's so soft.
Or
Like
we toughen him up. There's more of us than there is of him.
after all that, you're gonna toughen him up. No
You
pun
never know, bro.
intended.
Look,
No pun intended. Literally, bro, this guy is man. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think you can toughen someone up. That is just you can't toughen. You think you can toughen JD up mentally?
yes, because he's still young, man. He's still 22 years old. We got to keep that in mind. So, yeah, I do believe we can toughen him up. Is it going to happen in this playoff run? Absolutely not. I think it's a little late, but I think that's something that he can work on in the off season and watch a lot more film and watch his play style more and understand that that's what he needs to do and work on. So yeah, I do think he can toughen up. Cat, no, cat is cat. Cat will be cat.
He is him. Like he is him, and that's it. You're not changing it, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
And in New York, I mean, New York, you gotta play pretty tough. I mean, but again, bro, that's why I don't want to bring in that soft stuff here. I'm not about it.
I
Uh,
get it.
but moving on from the big man because I don't think we have a big man really that like I would go for like 120 mil, 150 mil for a Wendell Carter over JD any day
I
of
would.
any day.
Right now I would too.
Not to say I'm gonna trade their guy for our guy. I'm not saying that, but that money difference does it for me big time.
Exactly. We can sign a lot more players and keep a lot more players. Like I don't want to lose an Asar. I don't want to lose
Mhm.
Iran going down the line. There's a lot of people, man, on our team that would love to keep and are still developing. So I agree with you.
You need that 30, that 40, that 50 mil that you're saving. You need that.
Yeah, oh yeah. Especially when it comes down to trying to pick up the extra free agent in the summer.
Yo. Because we're talking about even Tobias Harris. Like, I would love to have him as a vet. We don't have vets in the locker room. Like, you need vets. I think we need a big man vet. I think that's what we're missing, bro.
We are. I agree. To bring that energy. Because like Tobias plays small forward, power forward esque, but he's not a big man.
No, I don't even want the energy. I just want a James Johnson on the bench. I just want a Udonis Haslam on the bench mentoring our young guys. Like
That'd be awesome.
I love the experience that Udonis Haslam is sharing with the world on Amazon Prime when he's breaking down these plays and he's talking about how Jalen Duren needs to set a better screen instead of focusing on scoring. And I love these certain things because the dude was one of the best role players of all time, to be honest. On
Yeah. Oh
a
yeah.
and even off the bench, like playing minimal minutes, just mentoring the young guys. So maybe we bring in a maybe when we do sign Duran, it's only in the case that we bring in a big man vet that can help him. I don't know, man. Even a Mason Plumlee. Like, bro, if you had Mason Plumlee teaching Jalen Duran how to set screens, just don't play him, bro. Don't even play him. You don't have to play him. Just sit down in the lab with him and teach him how to set screens. That's it.
You know what, man? You saying this makes me think about like a Ben Wallace. How Ben Wallace is always at the game. He works at the Pistons front office. I don't know what. To be honest, I have no idea what Ben Wallace does for the Pistons right now, but he does something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm surprised like he doesn't have that mentorship towards him to try to build him. We have, I mean, bro. It's what to me. I'm a Pistons fan, so I'm gonna say it. That's one of the best centers I
Oh, he
could remember
is.
from
He
2000s
is.
till now.
He is. He 100%. Ben Wallace was like the defensive player of the year for the entire 2000s.
The
So like,
man,
so
literally the man.
yeah, no, he. I mean, bro, he's considered a superstar on our team without even averaging 10 points a game. Like, if they are gonna give one person that superstar status, they give it to Ben Wallace. So, and this is the external people. I'm talking about internal, man. I used to actually like rip on Ben a lot offensively. I'm
We were
guilty of that.
kids.
I
We didn't
know.
understand it, but we were kids.
I'm like, bro, get
We
this
cared
guy
about
off the
offense as
squad. He
kids.
can't shoot a free throw. No,
We
like,
didn't get the defense as kids.
no, I understood the defensive part, but the free throw stuff really, I hated it about Ben. You know what I mean? Like, I hated that
Yeah.
they could just go hack a Ben. I hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't ever want to have a center that can't shoot free throws, but I also don't want a center that can't get 2 rebounds
Get
a game,
rebounds.
bro.
That's a bigger one.
So, what do you think our team needs to do to force this game 7, man? Bottom line.
Uh, bottom line, man, got to be very, very strong on defense, but this time you got to be a lot stronger on offense. We need you guys to score a lot more when it comes down to it. I mean, yeah, we're great defenders. Donovan Mitchell is still getting his calls. James Harden is still getting his calls. So we need to just make more points than them at the end of the day. No ifs, ands, or buts. But just keep playing that same defense you guys are playing. Go a little harder if you can. And I think that will win us out the game. What do you think, Guru?
I think we need to plan out a lot more drives to the rim from our like Tobias, Asar, even Cade. I think we can't settle for fadeaways.
Or threes all the time.
Threes if they're open, bro, shoot them. But like,
Yeah, but now if they're not open, they do a lot of not open. They're changing their game. I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like that's not your game. You're not a 3-point team. You never been. You haven't been.
But the thing offensive, the reason why I say drives to the rim is because if you remember game 1 and game 2, that we got Jarrett Allen into foul trouble early. We got Evan Mobley into foul trouble early. We had them on their toes defensively. This opened things up for Jalen Duren. It opened things up for Cade. It opened things up for Cade didn't have to score 1,000,000 points. He was getting assists. He was getting guys open for shots because they were scrambling on offense or on defense. So we need to like when we come out to it's really nice when Danish Jenkins hits 2 threes to start the game, and Duncan Robinson hits a 3, and Cade hits a fadeaway, and Tobias Harris takes Max Struess in the post and hits a fadeaway over him. But that's not doing anything for the
It's not
long run.
feasible.
Yeah, it's not sustainable for the whole game, right? What is sustainable is getting downhill to the rim, forcing those fouls, and if at the end of the day we lose because the refs are not calling those fouls, I'm cool with that. I will come and I'll be your biggest fan. I'll tell every Pistons fan who disagrees with the sentiment that they need to go and be a fan of another team. Because it's Detroit versus everybody, and the refs hosed my team again and again and again. But I need to see that type of energy. Jalen Duren, I don't need you doing that. I need to see you get cleaning up boards and yamming it on people. That's all I need to see you do. I need to see you setting really big, hard screens. I don't need to see nothing pretty from you. Don't try to be Paul Reed. When I say when you hear the city saying we want Paul Reed, that doesn't mean try to be like Paul Reed. Be like Duren. Paul Reed doesn't try to be like you.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I need them to really live by their identity, man. Go downhill. Tobias, draw those fouls. They're not gonna call them when they're bumping you on a fade. They're just not gonna call that. But if you're going up and they're slapping your hand, you're gonna get the call. That
Nah, we'll see about that.
if they're not, then that's our job, man. That's our job.
Exactly.
We're gonna spend the whole summer cutting videos of how the Cleveland referees are the most fraudulent team in the NBA and funded by FanDuel themselves. And I will dedicate maybe an hour a day to talk about this and bring different clips. And we will
I agree with you,
expose
man.
them. That's what Detroit has to do. We are our own lawyers. It's Detroit versus everybody. So, but what I need from them is to really, like I said, play hard nosed defense like they always do. Be elite defensively, like how JB was telling them in the huddle. Be elite. And Ausar, we need you to get those 7 stocks, man. Those 7 stocks games are super impressive. I know it's hard to expect that from you, but that's where you're bringing your value and drive the lane, get the foul. I know you're not great at free throws, but neither is Jarrett Allen, neither is all these other guys on the Cavs. And if you at least draw on the foul, that means somebody's a little more afraid to foul you the next time around.
100%. 100%.
And that's what I want from Game 7. So again, we started this conversation talking about history repeating itself. I saw a visual of it going exactly the same way we seen it with Orlando. History repeated itself. I don't think people believed in the Pistons, even Pistons fans. Heck, maybe even some of the Pistons players. Okay, I don't know if they actually truly believed when we were saying that history can repeat itself. Is history repeating itself main event?
Man, I got one simple answer for you. It's Detroit versus everybody, every single time, every single way. So, yes, I believe in the W's. We're going to get 2 of them, and we're taking this to the Eastern Conference Finals. So, yes, I do believe history is repeating itself, but it's going to be even better and even sweeter with Cade Cunningham leading the way for our team.
So you think they're passing the torch down? This is just a ceremonial history repeating itself because history does repeat itself.
This
And
is just part of the plan, man.
so this
That's
is
it.
the '04 Pistons, the '06 Pistons, bringing that energy and just giving it to our squad.
100%, man. And what it's crazy. I'm gonna be shooting a lot of content tomorrow, so make sure you check out our shorts on the YouTube short section. And then I'm pretty sure Guru will probably go live tomorrow. I'm probably not gonna be there because I'm gonna be driving back, but Saturday we'll probably hop on and discuss how we won that game, hopefully, and just talk about another Pistons W, and we'll look forward to Game 7 on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, nah, man. And please, guys, remember subscribe if you liked our show. Please, I really want the fans to be involved. Troy's one of us. He comes on the show, and if you want to come on the show, you're more than welcome to. We're a family here. We're gonna build a family environment here. No Cleveland fans allowed. No, no. I'm just joking. Anyone's allowed. Anyone's allowed. But right now, I'm really, really pissed at that side of my family, and y'all need to come with class. That's all I gotta say about the Cavs fans. But y'all need to come with class. I know that we're gonna come in classy, but don't push us. That's all we gotta say. Um, and yeah, make sure to subscribe. It's Ball Don't Lie Detroit on YouTube. Ball Don't Lie DET on X or Twitter. Um, Main event. What about your channels?
You can follow me on main event 313 underscore on Twitter. We have Ball Don't Lie Detroit on Instagram. I think, did you say that, Guru? Um, Obviously YouTube. This is where you're watching us right now. And that's pretty much it, man. We'll get on more socials as we go, but for right now, YouTube is our main source, and we'll be venturing out to everything else. But make sure you hit that little bell icon. It's right down there, somewhere down there. Hit the bell icon; it'll notify you right away when we're live, so that way you can kind of get on, talk some good stuff, or talk some trash with us, bro. We'll take it all.
Yeah, and share this out again. We're trying to be a little revolutionary here and get the fans all Pistons fans everywhere to talk Pistons, and then talk to our ops. Let's confront each other. You guys talk a big game on Twitter. Come and talk it out here, while keeping it classy and respectful. So, we can call it a night tonight. Yes, sir. Troy,
Yes,
you
sir.
already
Let's
know.
go, Troy, baby.
Hold on. Before we go off, I gotta sign off the right way with our man G Mac. Um, hold up 1 second. I know we didn't win yet, but I already got it counted, bro. I already got it counted as a win.
I got to manifest in the
I
air,
already
bro.
got it counted as a win, man.
Got to manifest it.
Hold up. Here we go.
Good night, Troy. Good to see you, man.
See you, brother. I'm gonna be signing off to this every single game moving forward because this is the energy we need. Get that loser mentality out of here. It does not belong in Detroit. Even when we're down, we're just on our way up. That's all that it means, y'all. Hey,
The Pistons won again.
even when we lose.
We win.
Hey.
Another W, man.
All right. Let's go.
Looking for Pistons. Another W. Bring it, Dick. Bring it back to Detroit.
Shout out G-Man Cash. Thank you for making this video representing Detroit. You know, we all bop into this all